Hello and welcome to another video for Kerbal Space Program. We have here a rather big heavy lifter, provided it stops swaying. Why are you swaying? Well, yeah, because of its shape, it's a starship. No, never mind. Anyway, what am I doing this video? Let's launch it and find out. I think I've got the staging right for this anyway. Let's turn the volume down a touch. Is she going to go straight? I think she is going to go straight. She is listing the wrong way a touch. See if we can move it over without destroying it. Come on, stop wheeling. Over you come. Well, that's one stage separated, which is completely screwed things up. No! Why have you done that? You weren't supposed to separate there. Ah! Bugger! You know what? Why can't I revert to the pad? Oh, I know why. I know why. Because it was on the launch pad when it saved. Go in here and recover it. Recover. Recover. Thank you. Yeah, I have to turn the graphics right down for this, and you'll see why when I finally get into space. Now that's an interesting bug with the centre stage just disappearing. That one. Kind of annoying as well. Well, these four here really don't do much, so let's get rid of them. That'll be a text message. That should be okay. I really hope it doesn't make things disappear at that docking port again. Anyway, we'll soon find out. Launch. Now, if memory serves, this heavy lifter has not got a great amount of fuel by the time it gets into orbit. So if memory serves, I have to have everything right in order to launch. And everything's not right. Everything could not be more worse. Okay, let's do the time warp. Let's do the time warp again. Let's do the time warp again. It's just a jump to the left. Right, about there. Are we ready? SAS active. Throttle all the way up. Staging still looks okay. I hope. Oh, wait a minute. Hang on. What's going on here? Why are those two activating it both at the same time? That could be interesting. That's the outer. Oh, you pain in the ass. I hate the staging on this. So that's the inner ones. So they should actually go down there. No, which one's the liquid ones? Oh, come on. Thank you. Right, that's better. Let's try this again. Launch. Whoa, 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 whoa. RCS active. No, why are you rolling over? No, you're going to kill everything. What the hell? What's going on with the SAS? Eject. No! Bugger. Well, that didn't go to plan. Good job this one's unmanned. Well, at least it's a nice firework display. And there's one going ballistic there. Back to vehicle assembly. I won't mind, but I've launched that thing into space before. The only thing different is I removed those 4 solid rocket boosters from the bottom. Those 4 small ones. Really? You're going to make that much difference? Shove you up there. I wonder if... Come on. It lets me do that. Lets me put a tail fin right over the RCS. Okay. And I just realised it's better. Can't believe it allows me to put tail fin over the RCS. Right. Let's put some control surfaces on the nose. can't believe that has altered the weight balance that much. Really? Because we've reverted, means I have to do the time warp again. Let's do the time warp again. Let's do the time warp again. It's just a jump to the left. Right. SAS enabled. Throttle up and launch. Oh, nuts! I forgot to correct them stages. But at least it's going straight up now. Let's correct them stages on the fly, shall we? Which? That's them. Let's do that one. There we go. Nothing is overheating. About to come to separation. Resources are good. Separate. Now come on, separate. Thank you. Ignite next stage. Whoa, RCS to active. No. In the centre. Like a good boy. Correct our trajectory here, and it's not letting me correct. Separate stage, correct our trajectory, we've got a moment, and go. Oh, I know why they haven't been released, because these ones are manual. Decouple. Always makes me worried when I see it so small. Then again, this is a rather heavy lift. Now why don't you have that set as target? Oh, you do. Right, now we have the fun stage. Start circularizing. Come on. Yes, I know this isn't optimal, but because it's such heavy lift, you gotta be very, very careful how you do things. Excuse me. Stop shimmying out. Actually, I'm going to get rid of the RCS for the time being. Yeah, even with light work like this, my PC still struggles to keep up with it. With all the graphics and the physics that goes on. Also, don't forget, I have a target set, so it's simulating the target as well. Coming up for halfway to target velocity. There we go, we're now picking up some speed. Arc over a little bit more. So we're watching the 8 ball at the bottom rather than the ship itself. Let's switch views here. Oh, nice! Oh wow! It's an eclipse! I've got to see what's eclipsing. Come on, draw everything. What's it eclipsing with? Oops, too far. Oh, it's the Mun. Right. Ah, cool. Now, why are you turning? Behave. Now, for those that don't know, SAS stands for Save Our Stomachs. No, it doesn't. It's a gyro-based system that attempts to keep your spacecraft straight and level. But it's only capable of exerting a certain amount of force. So any severe imbalances, such as a destroyed engine, or engine on the wrong side of the spaceship, then you're screwed. The SAS system is augmented by flight surfaces, such as the ones that I have on the very upper stage, as you've seen here, and the very lower stage. It can also be augmented by the RCS system. RCS is reaction control. Those 4 little thrusters, pack of 4 thrusters that I shoved on, that's the RCS system. It uses the, I don't know if you can see my cursor or not, it uses the monopropellant there as its fuel. I just realised, I think I've cocked this one up. Yes I have. I was too busy talking. Bugger. Well, I'm there, my target is there. Right, let's do this the hard way. I was too busy watching my speed, rather than my trajectory. Oh shit, I'm past it. Target speed is 12.048, so actually slower than it just. Right. That's not a problem. It won't be by the time we come back down again. So I'm burning at the planet, which is another way of circularising your orbit. It's not what we call efficient. But consider I made a complete and utter screw up of this one. Oh well. But then again, we're not that far off. Only 100 kilometres away from our target right now. Extend our orbit. Right, what we want to do is make a nice low pass to the planet. That'll allow us to pick up some speed. Lovely, 71. Excellent. Point at the planet again. And give a little burn. 80, that'll do. That separation distance here is just huge. 454 kilometres. But round here, I'm actually ahead of it, so I overtake it on this swing. So, let's burn, and that makes things worse. Okay, where are we? We are there. It's right below me. You know what? I'm going to go by the seat of my pants. Screw it. Target mode, please. Watching fuel. Actually, we'll come up for 50% RCS, so let's drop the RCS off and not use it, because we're going to need all of that for docking. Right, so according to this, I'm going to come up behind it, which is fine, we can handle that. So of course turns are now a hell of a lot slower that we've turned the RCS off. In target mode, everything that's drawn on here is relative to your target. So these green symbols, this one I'm pointing at the moment, is basically your retrograde path relative to your target. The other one is your prograde path relative to the target. So we're going to burn retrograde to the target, and then just follow it around. Down the engines. The speed up at the top of the 8 ball is speed relative to the target. 5 milliseconds. That's not bad. Now this stupid thing cannot work out what it is I'm actually going to do next. Right. Pink symbol, as you can see there. That one is that one will always point at your target, except the 3 symbol, like that, points exactly away from it. Probably didn't explain that properly. And that one points at your target. Point at the planet, should intercept around about there. Whoops, wrong way. And there we have it, 14 kilometers. Wonderful. Well, even with time warp, that's going to take a while. Well, it won't take a while with time warp, obviously. But I'm going to grab a break, and we'll do a bit of a we'll practice an episode of Doctor Who. We'll just disappear from here and reappear in the future. Okay, I'm back again. In the meantime, off camera, I had a phone call, so unfortunately we left it running and we're a little bit far ahead, so now I've got some fun. So we are right next to it. Bugger. Okay. So first of all, that's pointing away. Let's find the retrograde path and arrest our path away from the target. I would have to screw this up on camera, wouldn't I? Distance to target is 18 kilometers, 18.5 kilometers. Right, chasing the retrograde path. There we go. 30 meters per second. That'll do, mate. Not quite heading at the target, so I'm just manually guessing here. There we go. Right, so what's that done to us? According to that, we're going to now intercept, oops, all the way over here. And 7 kilometers, that's not too bad. We're pretty much on the same plane. So instead of stepping away and running the risk of getting a phone call again, I'm just going to use the time warp. No, I'm not going to sing this time. Right, as you can see, there we go. Now, let's go and arrest the forward motion again, or the movement away, I should say. And then we're going to make a movement towards that. Well, at this point, it says 5.1 kilometers there. Well, we can already see that, hopefully you can see my mouse cursor. You can already see that we're drifting to the right of the target, which is pretty much as we'd expect. And we're also slowing down, so let's go and make a manual adjustment about there. Now that should bring us very, very, very close. 0.6 kilometers, yeah, that's better. Oh, you can see everything here. Let's go lock it there. You can see the control surfaces moving as I shifty left and right. You'll also notice now that the graphics are reasonably smooth. Simple reason being that it's not simulating quite as much now. So what's happening is, as we're heading towards the target, we're also being thrown out from Kerbal. Which is why we had to set our path to one side of the target, so that as we orbit Kerbal, it moves it onto the target. We may need to do this again, but that's fine. We've still got plenty of fuel. Yes, unfortunately I've had to burn the fuel that's in the tank, in the big orange tank in the middle, but that's okay, we have plenty of fuel at the base. So, what are we coming up to? I've been busy building a base in orbit around Kerbal. Started off with parts for version 1, which is why it's called base, version 1.01, and that was using the medium docking ports. as you'll see as I get closer to it, I then started upgrading some of the bits to using the super huge ones, because I already have 2 tanks up there. Now the first attempt to take a version 2 tank up there with the large docking ports on each end and radial docking ports, I got the docking ports completely wrong on the stack, and so nothing will dock on the ends. In fact, at one point, oh look, you can just see the base starting to be drawn on screen now. At one point during launch, I think it was, or was it docking? No, I think it was docking. The rear docking port actually came off, which is why you've got debris floating around, which I really need to build something to go and collect that debris and throw it back into orbit. Now, annoyingly, for some stupid reason, it's not arcing me out as much as it should do. That's never a good thing. Yeah, that's definitely not a good thing. Urgent requirement to use RCS here. We definitely need to slow our approach. Something a bit more sensible. Given how massive we are, we want to approach less than 1 meter per second. Right, that's our base. At 600 meters, you can see quite a bit of it now. And yes, it's illuminated. Right, now we're going to use both rotation and linear movement RCS. Unfortunately on this, the RCS isn't brilliantly set up for linear motion. Oh well. So we're heading in at 0.5 meters per second. Right, and there's something else that we need to do here. We have fuel in these and not in the centre, so we need to go and transfer it back to the centre so we can ditch them. So, recently discovered how to do this myself. So you right click on the fuel tank there, hold down Alt, right click on the centre tank, and you get this extra menu. The Alt key is used for quite a number of additional tasks. Darn it. You can either use in or out on them. Doesn't really matter that much. And they're empty. 540. Right. Let's start separating, shall we? Hopefully none of these will actually hit the base. Oh bagger. They didn't separate as fast as I thought they would. This could be interesting. Hopefully I'm far enough out that they will drift and miss the station. Otherwise this could be interesting. As you can see, we are drifting to one side, which could be a problem. So we're going to use linear RCS to correct our trajectory. Which also means that we're going to have a slight clout with this lot. You know what? Best thing to do, nice and gently, is to just push it off from one side. Job done. So for those that are having trouble doing docking, as long as you're using the ports, docking ports fore and aft that are in line with the centre axis, then you only need to use the 8-ball at the bottom. And as long as you only use that, you can't go far wrong. Don't forget to use the V key to switch the camera view to a locked mode like this so that you don't get confused. It's also a good idea to have a small item on your craft indicating which way is up. That also helps. So on this one, not only can you tell from the linear movements from the RCS. Do I have lights on it? Yes, I do. Come on. Why don't my lights turn on? Oh, I don't actually have lights on this. Oh. There you go. I have a single solar panel there, which actually comes in useful for keeping the electrical system charged, but it also indicates which way is up, which can be helpful when you're using a side or radial docking port like these, because for some reason I think there's a bug where it doesn't, the 8-ball indicators don't go off where the port is, it goes off either front or rear still. Oh well. As you can see, our trajectory has moved again, which is fine. It's not hard to correct. Doesn't take much. Always make sure when you're doing docking manoeuvres you take plenty of RCS fuel with you, as if you're a noob then you will burn a lot of RCS. Hell, I did. Only 400 metres away, closing at 0.4 metres per second. As you can see, the base is coming up, it's looking quite big, isn't it? And it's looking really, really weird. Which is fine. Also some wicked angles on it. Yeah, you will see my the issue that I just mentioned with side docking ports. Yeah, you'll see what happens with that. Not entirely sure where I'm going to park this. And here comes the sun. Got plenty of charge in the electrical system because I'm bringing a nice sized battery with me. And we're drifting up still. and because the RCS system isn't properly balanced for the weight, using a linear RCS will rotate you slightly while you're using it. But also your trajectory as well makes the distance to the target change. Oh, I've killed the forward momentum, so let's thrust forward. There we go, now closing at 1 metre per second. So we're taking up, what would that be, quarter of a tank of fuel? Something like that. That's weird. Did I not transfer one of the oxidizers? Excuse me. I think I might have made a boo-boo there with one of the oxidizers. Oh well. Oh. You can close a lot faster than this, and of course once you're experienced at docking, you can close a lot faster. However, my advice to everyone that isn't experienced, take your time. Also, one little tip for you. When you're setting up a base, use the SAS and leave the SAS on so that your base doesn't start spinning. Because in a minute I will show you what happens when you have a little accident. Well, it kind of wasn't my fault. Another little tip for people: if you have a wireless keyboard and mouse and you commence docking procedure, make sure your keyboard batteries are not about to go flat on you. Yeah. I was closing at it was about half a metre per second at 100 metres, and then I noticed my RCS wasn't firing, and then I realised the keyboard had gone flat. By the time I'd grabbed a new set of batteries, put them in, I had a little bump. Which, luckily enough, didn't do a terrible lot of damage. And our trajectory is drifting to the right a little bit and a little bit up. That's fine. And we've lost a little bit of speed, which is what we expect, so just tap it forward. I haven't even put on the switch to micro mode yet for the RCS. So we're at 270. You see a bit more detail on my space station. So this is the first, no it isn't, this is the second set of modules that have the large docking ports correctly aligned and set up and the correct orientation, I think. Again, drifting to the right, which is fine. We can correct that. You see me swing a bit when I fire the RCSs in linear mode. Oh well. So this tank is going to replace basically the tank that got damaged. which is the version 101 tank. The version 201 tank is also going to get dumped at some point, just as soon as I can transfer the fuel out of it. It's got, I think it's about 50% if memory serves. So yeah, I'm thinking I may well bring a second one of these tanks up. Hopefully, the next time I do this, we won't cock up the orbits quite so much. 200 meters away. Now you can see on the left hand side of my base or space station or whatever you want to call it, an orange fuel tank that's at a very weird angle. Yeah, that's the version 201 tank that I discovered the alignment bug after I bumped the station a few times. But at the moment I'm going to be using the nose cone on this. So I'm going to be docking basically on a medium port to begin with, and then I'm going to use a worker bee to move the tank. Yes, I have two worker bees up here. Why do we call them worker bees? Basically they're just a remote control unit, RCS tank, SAS module and a battery pack with quite a number of RCS quads on them and docking ports front and rear. So I have one for medium-sized docking port and one for the large. But I've also got an adapter up here from well, either medium to large or large to medium, whichever way you want to look at it. So we're now seeing a little bit more detail. The docking port I'm going to use is, from the current view, is on the underside. But I'm going to take you on a little bit of a tour. You can clearly see, hopefully you can see my mouse cursor, great big orange tank there that's on a weird angle, and you can see the original orange tank to the right. Why do I want to replace the orange tank on the right? Well, that's actually quite simple. Basically it's got an engine bell on the back, so there's no actual docking clamp between the engine bell and the fuel tank, and that engine bell is the largest engine possible to get it up there. So what I want to do is to dock on an adapter from the large to 4 mediums and use the nuclear rocket motors. So hence why that original orange tank is going to get replaced. Now right in front of us on our current trajectory, which I'm going to change in a minute, is the large scale worker bee. I'm glad I'm approaching this in daylight, although having said that, because the station has lights on, it does look quite impressive when it gets onto the dark side. Closing at 0.7, that's fine. I did also have up here a lander that I originally put on there using the electric wheels. However, I got it up there and then realised there was a problem with the docking ports. Basically wouldn't release. Tried doing the jiggle, and then realised when I went down to the construction hangar that I actually built it wrong. So I've ended up dumping it, basically. Yes, I've fired it off into space. Right, now that we're pretty darn close, if you can see my mouse cursor, you've got the medium-sized worker bee on the left there, and the large worker bee there on the right. Now let me alter my trajectory a touch and slow down. We're not going to dock on the worker bee that's there. We're going to dock on the underside of it. Now, as you can see on the orange tank that's coming up on the left, you can see a load of solar panels on the opposite side and none on this side. That's where I clouted the tank, and I slid all the way down the tank to the end of the engine bell and off before I managed to replace the batteries in my keyboard. So I knocked a ruckload of solar panels off, which is kind of annoying. And yes, there's a ruckload of debris. Let's move it round. As you can see, I've got some modules up here. There's also a small tank there, which is why I'm taking this route around, just to show you. We've got plenty of RCS, so it's not really an issue. So I'm just going to rotate round. No, stop that. There you go, you can see just there a small white module with 4 docking ports on, and there's docking ports, big docking ports, in the correct orientation front and rear. Now, as you can see, the orange tank that's connected to, this end of it that we can actually see, has no docking port on. That's the bit that fell off. Right, let's go and dock this thing. I'm going to dock down here. So we set that as target, and then let's point at it. Right. This is where we need to concentrate. Come on, SAS. As you can see, plenty of RCS modules up here. Because every time I dock a ship, I dump the RCS into the tanks as well. So we're pretty good on RCS. This unit doesn't have a large RCS tank. That's going to come up next. It's just got 4 small tanks at the front on basically the nose cone, which oops, wrong way. Even I do that from time to time. Which is not ideal, but the nose cone for this will eventually get dropped, along with the rest of the station that I'm not using. Now, one thing that this game doesn't have is a docking rotation indicator. Well, at least I don't think it does. Nope, it doesn't tell you what oh, uh-oh. Wake up. The hell? Oh, I'm in the wrong mode, that's why. So yeah, it doesn't tell me what sort of rotation that it's actually in. So as you can probably see, I'm not even looking at the top screen, I'm just looking at the 8 ball at the bottom. I'm going to close at about 0.3. Need to switch to micro RCS. Right, we are coming in slightly off, but that's okay, the ports are magnetic. Now, the rotation's off, so we do need to rotate it around. So this is a visual. Now I'm watching the station, watching my craft, and watching the 8 ball at the same time. Whoa! No, stop. Right about there. Now, coming in at a really weird angle. Thrust to the right a touch. And then rotate to the left. SAS off, and we have docking. As I said, the ports are magnetic, so they will self-align. And we have dock. And we have 2 Kerbals up here. Jeffser and Bob. And she's docked. Resources. Quite a few up here. Right, so first thing that we need to do is we've been using these tanks here are full. So we need to get rid of this. Now it's almost full. So I'm going to fill this one up. In and in. And she's full. Right. I'm going to take fuel from this one. Oh shoot, I clicked on the docking port. Go to here and fill that one up. Got in here, that's empty, wonderful. Take that and send the rest into there. There we go. Right, RCS, that one is full. That one is full. There we go. Transfer that to there. Zoom in a bit. Oh, bugger. I gotta remember to stop doing that. Come on. That's full. Where's the other worker bee gone? There it is. Now the large worker bee, which is this one here, has a huge tank on it. And before you say, why does it need a huge tank? Because when you're shifting huge, fully fueled fuel tanks, it uses a hell of a lot of RCS, no matter what you do. So we'll transfer into them temporarily. I'm hoping we've got enough RCS storage to be able to dump that module while I'm on video. Yeah, even while doing this station is that complicated that I've got less than 10 frames per second. I do believe I might just have enough storage to be able to dump the module. Excuse me. And final one is over here. That's why I hate these smaller radial attached modules. And hey presto, she's empty. Now the other thing to make a note of, yes, we're going to be dumping a battery and we're going to be dumping one of the SAS modules, but more importantly, solar panels. Luckily enough, I do have solar panels dotted around, so I should be okay. Oh, bugger. Oh, hell. That's annoying. That's really annoying. When I built this, the adapter that everything's plugged into there doesn't have a docking port onto this, so I have to dump the adapter as well. Luckily enough, I've got another adapter up here which does have docking ports all the way around. Which means everything has to be relocated. And when I say everything, I really mean everything. That's going to take a while. Nuts. If I'd have known that. Oh well, let's start relocating everything. So let's start with this module here. Undock. As you can see, it's separating nice and slowly. So, no, we don't want to switch to debris. No, 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 that one. Right. Oh, what a stupid angle. Are you freaking kidding me? No, I'm going to rotate it. Come on. Bucket. Well, I want to move from this port to the one directly above it. So I'm hoping that I orientated this correctly. This has a crew habitat module in there, and the crew hatch is there, so we should, he says, just be able to translate upwards if we turn the RCS on. And there we go. Slowly upwards. Yes, I know we're still coming back, but that's fine. There it is. For a moment there I thought I didn't have any alignment. Oops, gone slightly past it. And there we go, just forward. Would you like to see the docking? Well, you guys can watch the picture, I'm watching the 8 ball. Whoops, crap. There we go. Hey presto, that's one relocated. And as you can see, everything's rocking around the Christmas tree, having a very fun time. Right, we've got the micro worker bee there. Micro, medium. So we're going to undock us from here. Oh, something's just changed view. I hate it when it does that. Yay, that's actually in a reasonable orientation this time. So we set that port as target. Now, behave. There we go. Now we don't need to rotate except for this way. Now I have to work out, I think it's that way. This one doesn't have a marker on it, I don't think. Oh yes, it does there. But even then, our marker is slightly off. Right, should just be able to thrust directly up. Come on. Oh, it'd help if I turn the RCS on. Up. I'm guessing you would also like to see this one dock, considering it's a large module with a medium docking port on it. Yes, I already know I'm coming in. I've already rotated to a stupid angle. Well, that's okay. Let's give you a more fun view. That's why I had fun. There we go. Yeah, when you're using docking ports on the ends, your 8-ball changes, as well as on the sides. But you just got to make sure that you are controlling from the correct port. Right, just in forwards. So I'm watching the 8-ball at the bottom. Uh-oh, that's a bit quick. And we have dock. Sort of. Turn off the SAS. And she should align with the docking port. Ah! Yay! That's that one done. Now, the fun bit is going to be getting this super huge module onto the correct end. You want to see that? Come on then. I did release it, didn't I? Oh, uh-oh. Oh, that's that docking clamp bug, isn't it? Yes, that's going to be fun. Okay, I need to relocate that lot up to here. And when I do that, touch wood, it will free up the docking port. So we're going to detach our large worker bee. Can I detach this now? No, doesn't want to. Hey. No. Oh, bugger. There we go. Right. One worker bee. Yeah, it's a small little thing. Right. We are going to go and grab that large spare tank, which is on a stupid angle. So, SAS on, RCS on. We'd have to watch our fuel when we do this. Thrust down. Oh crap, that's up. Okay, she's in the wrong orientation. There we go, that's a bit better. And then we thrust to the right. And we thrust forward. Nope, it's back. Oh, bugger! Wrong damn docking port. Crap. Okay. That's why it's in the wrong orientation. Now we're going to that docking port there. So, first thing we need to do, rotate towards it, please. Remember, micro control is still on, and that's how twitchy this thing is. Right, so we now need to correct our movements. Oops. If I can actually thrust in the correct direction. Right, And now I'm moving directly away from the port. Now these large docking ports do not take too kindly to being misaligned. Actually, I should have put the medium-sized worker bee. Then I could have shoved that tank onto the end of that. Oh well. We are coming in on a slightly different trajectory instead of heading directly for the port. Simple reason being that we do have to realign our rotation in order to get it. So I'm going to align that way to those two ports on the top to make this next bit easier, because I'm not just relocating this entire stack up there, I'm going to relocate this tank via the medium ports over onto this one, hopefully, and touch wood I won't bump it. So doing this little bit visually. We are indeed closing in. Try and get the axes as close as possible. Definitely need docking port rotation axes indicator on these. Awfully close now. Turning off the SAS and kadoosh. Hey presto! Now gotta work out where I've stuck everything. Cheers. There. Wonderful. So now we're gonna disconnect from here. And of course we now have a completely different view. And I just realised we have a huge module underneath as well. That's going to be fun! Right, so we're going to this port here. Set as target. Now we are also going to be docking with this port. So if we say control from here, okay. Doesn't seem to want to do it. Okay. Turn RCS back on. Oh whoa. Something's wrong. Nuts. Oh, it had switched. Okay. Right, well. No, please don't bump the ports. Oh, turn the SAS on, that might help us. Right, okay, so let's show you. Control from here. You see the 8-ball changes. Now we're coming back, so we should have our purple target indicator come up shortly. Why don't we have a target? Asshole. And there it is. So if I go off the indicators on here, it should align. Now, we're using the RCS extremely gingerly here because we're not exactly symmetrical. So it has a general tendency to want to twist. Got the resources open. There we go. Okay. Forwards. Ow, cock. Forwards. We need to arrest our closing speed here. That way. Down. No. Okay, that's all. It's very easy to make a complete pig's ear of this. But worst yet, we are on completely the wrong rotation here. What the hell is it using for reference? Right, well, let's do this visually, which is about there. Back to linear thrust. Oh, that's wrong. Oops, this way. No, please stop rotating. Right, so we're closing it in. We have an intercept plotted. Turn off the SAS. Retrace the clamp. I think we did clamp the tank there, which is not very good considering it's full of volatile fuel. And what the hell are you doing here? Wow, it does not like big objects. There we go. Hey, presto! Wonderful. Right, now we're going to take the large module, grab that small fuel tank and shove it on the end there. Damn it, 8 balls in the way. Undock. Make sure we're controlling from there. And the easiest way to do this. Right, okay, sorted that. Issue with Fraps and Kerbal Space Program is quite common. It's to do with the way the frame buffer works in 3D mode. So if anyone has that issue where they accidentally multitask out of KSP and can't get back in again, right, if you close Fraps, it will excuse me, it will release the frame buffer. Right, your desktop will appear to blink, right, and then give it about 5 seconds and then multitask into KSP, multitask back out again, and it should reset it. So then you can multitask in and it'll start drawing everything again. Then what you can do, instead of closing the game and having to start it back up again, you can then multitask out of KSP, start up Fraps, make sure the settings are correct in Fraps still, minimise it, and then multitask back into KSP and just hit record. You won't get that yellow number that indicates your frame rate on the screen until you start recording, unless Fraps update something in their code. But anyway, that's how you deal with that issue. Right, so where were we? Right, control from here please. And we're shoving that on the end here, which is going to be fun. So we want that as our target. Now, do I set that as target? There we go. So bring up the resources, and this thing is being an ass for rotation again. I hate the views on this thing, I really do. You've got plenty of mono propellant left for the RCS. Electric charge is low, so I've got to be careful of that. Anyway, we should be in the correct orientation. It'd help if I turned on SAS and the RCS. And I'm not in the correct orientation. Now I am. Do do do. Do do do. Can I not get a better view than that? Really? Now I'm stuck there. God darn it. Oh well. Can't. I bet you if I do that he'll move it. Yeah, I thought as much. The locking on these views are really quite something. But it would not be something I'd be proud of, personally. Right, we need to thrust forward. And we also... What the hell's going on with the lighting? Really? Right, going to the pink marker. Let's go this way a bit. Whoops. No. Not that quick. Thank you. Turn off SAS. And... Ka-doom. Oops. Well, that was a bit rough. Right, so anyway, we're on that module. So now we can release it from here. It could, of course, it's entirely feasible to just undock the module and leave it to float, but that's a bit dangerous. That's way too much fun for my taste. Right, now we need to find the correct orientation, which I can't remember which orientation I was actually in when I docked. Right, so we're going from that port to this port. So according to this, it's down and to the left. So let's rotate to the right, which means... bloody hell. Just whatever you do, don't clout the orange tank. Oh, might help if I turned SAS and the RCS on. And we also want to come back. We also want to go down, but not too much just yet. I only want to come to the left so that I don't clout the orange tank like I think I've just done. I can stop moving back now. Gotta watch I don't dock this to that port. So, thrust forward, down, and to the right. Oh, not too much. Yeah, getting a bit close to that port. Oops. Might help if I thrust in the right direction. This could be interesting. I'm way off. Right. Just tapped it. Forward. touch. And there we go. Requires a lot of concentration, this game does. So we quite happily docked it there. Probably not the best and most ideal place for it, but oh well. So what else have we got? It's going to be the best thing. I think I'm going to have to use the small worker bee. See, that's the V2 tank, which is what we want to keep. So I'm thinking add these radial modules around there. Anyway, this video is getting quite long. So anyway, you can see what I'm doing, what I'm up to. So I'll probably do another video in a day or two, or 3, or maybe a bit more. So hopefully this has inspired people. Oh, that's another thing I need to send up. Need to send up something, probably a big battery pack module with 1.5 tons of solar panels on. I also need some more of those connectors as well. And some more multi-port docking ports, because when I dump that bit there, once I've transferred these 3 from there to around there, and this to also around there, and then I can get rid of that. Is all one ship, unfortunately. So when I do that, I'm only going to have that one left. So I need to send a upload more up. But I've got special transports for doing that. That's not an issue. So, yep, looking good. Right. Have fun. Practice your docking. Practice your trajectories, orbits and intercepts. And I'll see you again on the Kerbal Space Program. Bye for now.